Imagine for a second that your reality isn't, well, it isn't fixed. Imagine your brain isn't just this biological organ you're stuck with, this gray blob in your skull.
Right.
But it's a computer running a very specific operating system. And like any computer, it has a user interface, a UI.
And that's where the problem starts for most of us.
Exactly. Most of us are running just incredibly glitchy software. We've got anxiety bugs, boredom loops that crash the system, and these bad habit subroutines running in the background, draining our battery.
So the question is, what if you could hack it?
What if you could just rewrite the source code for your own reality? What bugs would you patch first?
That is the powerful question we are tackling today. We're doing a deep dive into the source material from Scott Adams' book, Reframe Your Brain.
And what's so fascinating is that Adams, the creator of Dilbert, he approaches this whole thing not like a therapist, not like a guru, but like an engineer.
Which I think is why it hits differently.
It does. He's basically saying, look, stop trying to fix the hardware. Your biology is what it is, and just update the software. And the material we're working with today actually lays this out like a slide deck.
Yeah, the visual metaphors are key.
We've got these glitch versus patch comparisons. It's really, a user manual for hacking your own brain.
It is. But before we get into the specific hacks, the reframes as he calls them, we have to establish the core philosophy. Because frankly, it is going to sound counterintuitive.
Oh, totally. Maybe even just wrong.
Yes. To a lot of people.
This was the big hurdle for me. So let's just put it out there. The core rule of this deep dive is reframes do not need to be true.
Right. And that stops people in their tracks.
They don't need to be logical. They only need to work. And I have to play devil's advocate here, because isn't that just lying to yourself?
That's the natural reaction.
If I tell myself the sky is green, it doesn't make it green.
Is there a danger in that? And
Yeah.
detaching from reality? It's a fair question because we're obsessed with truth. But let's look at the neuroscience for a second. Neuroplasticity. The source material highlights this crucial point. Your brain processes a lie or any fiction the same way it processes truth.
Unpack that.
Well, think about a horror movie. Logically, the monster isn't real. It's an actor in a rubber suit on a soundstage in, Burbank.
Sure.
But your heart is racing, your palms are sweating, your cortisol is spiking, your brain reacts to the input, not the truth of the input.
So it's about utility over accuracy. We're prioritizing the user experience over the back-end data.
Precisely. If a thought pattern gets you a better outcome, less stress, more happiness, whatever, it's a good line of code. It doesn't matter if it's objectively true. Your brain accepts these fake reasons if you repeat them enough.
Okay, I can see the power in that. It's like a cheat code in a video game. It's not how it was meant to be played, but it gets you to the next level.
Let's make it concrete.
Yeah, let's look at the first slide in this OS update, the one for bad habits. There is a reframe in here that Adams claims has stopped thousands of people from drinking alcohol. And it's shockingly simple.
It's the alcohol's poison reframe.
Right, so the usual frame, the glitchy one, is alcohol's a beverage, or maybe entertainment.
A treat.
A treat, yes. And the reframe is simply, alcohol is poison.
Now, a critic, or, your own brain, might immediately push back. Well, technically, in small doses, is it really poison? Red wine has antioxidants.
That's the negotiation starting. That's that little voice at 5 p.m. on a Friday.
Exactly. But the purpose of the reframe isn't to win a debate on chemistry, it's to kill the desire. If you view it as a beverage, your brain starts negotiating. Should I have one? Maybe two? It's been a long week.
And that just burns willpower, and we know willpower is not reliable.
It drains it completely, but if the code running is just, it is poison, the negotiation never even starts.
You don't drink poison for fun. You don't drink it to relax.
You don't say, you know what, I'll just have a little sip of arsenic because I had a hard meeting. It's a hard stop. It deletes the maybe button.
I love that. Willpower is fighting yourself. Reframing is changing yourself so the fight isn't even necessary. He applies this to something super mundane too, like walking the dog. I really laughed at this one.
The Snickers story.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's walking his dog, Snickers, and the dog is stopping every 3 feet to sniff a bush. It's taking forever. The glitch frame in his head is, I am failing at walking the dog.
Which is so relatable, and it leads to frustration. You feel like a victim of the dog.
Totally. But then he patches the code. He realizes for a dog, sniffing is their version of social media. That bush is Instagram. That tree is TikTok.
That fire hydrant is the breaking news feed.
So he reframes it. He's not walking the dog. He is a sniff assistant.
And the activity, it didn't change at all. He's still just standing there holding a leash. But the user interface changed completely.
Right. Instead of failing at walking, he's succeeding at being a sniff assistant. His patience goes up, the dog is happier, everybody wins.
And he adds another layer for the boredom, the waiting part.
Oh, yeah. He reframes waiting as the only time I have to practice proper breathing and posture.
It's the health override. You turn that dead time waiting in line, sitting in traffic, into productive health time. Suddenly, you're not a victim of the wait, you're using it.
It's gamifying boredom. Oh, a long line. Great, extra time to work on my core stability.
It sounds silly, but if it stops the rage, it works.
It stops the cortisol spike. That's the real win. You're saving your body from stress just by changing the label in your mind from waiting to training.
Okay, speaking of cortisol, let's move to the next slide. What the source material calls Anxiety Patch 2.0. There's a visual here that is just so powerful.
You're talking about the red button, green button metaphor. Yes. Picture this. You have this giant red button in your brain labeled fear and worry. And when something uncertain happens, a weird email from your boss, a strange noise in the car, we just smash that red button.
It's our default setting.
The reframe transforms that into a green button labeled curiosity.
And this one is actually one of the most scientifically robust reframes in the whole stack. Fear and curiosity are physiologically incompatible.
You can't be both at once.
You can't. It's like trying to inhale and exhale at the exact same moment. Curiosity engages the reward system dopamine. It opens you up. Fear engages the threat system cortisol, adrenaline, which narrows your focus. You just can't run both operating systems at once.
So the glitch is, I worry something will go wrong. The patch is, I'm curious to see what happens.
It gamifies uncertainty. You're not dreading the unknown. You're an observer waiting for the plot twist. I wonder how I'll handle this. It's a very different chemical state than, oh no, what if this happens?
I've actually tried this one. It's wild how fast it works. It just snaps you out of that spiral. But there's another visual for social anxiety, the social module. It looks like a radar screen.
This one's huge for anyone who feels awkward at parties. The glitch frame is, everyone is judging me.
The spotlight effect, we think everyone is watching us.
Right. But the fix on this radar screen is, everyone is bored and awkward. I am the solution.
Hold on. Everyone is bored. That feels like a big assumption.
It is, but remember, truth versus utility. Most people at social events are feeling some level of social friction. If you flip that script and see them not as judges, but as people who need to be rescued from boredom, you can solve their problem just by saying hi.
You're not seeking approval. You're offering relief.
And Adams notes that this puts you in like the top 10% of social skills instantly, just by not being self-absorbed. You walk into a party and think, okay, who needs saving from an awkward silence?
That connects to how we handle criticism, too. There's a reframe here that is, well, it's delightfully dismissive.
The chemistry reframe.
Yeah. The usual frame is, criticism is a dagger to the heart. The reframe is, criticism is just a chemical reaction in the skull of someone who isn't even in the room.
It completely depersonalizes it. It reduces this big emotional attack down to, physics and biology.
Not in the room. I love that. Like, why am I letting a chemical reaction in a building 5 miles away ruin my lunch? It strips the critic of all their power.
It turns them into a biological machine, not a moral authority on your soul. It's about their chemistry, not you.
All right, let's shift gears. The career strategy segment. This next slide shows Dilbert sitting across from his boss, and I think this one is going to ruffle some feathers.
Oh, for sure. This is critical for anyone feeling stuck. The usual frame is, my job is what my boss tells me to do, which sounds responsible.
It sounds like what they pay you for.
But the reframe is, your job is to get a better job.
Ooh. See, employers aren't going to like hearing that. It sounds like disloyalty, like you've got one foot out the door.
But here's the paradox. To get a better job, what do you have to do? You have to learn new skills, take on more responsibility, build your network.
Right.
By treating yourself as a business of one looking for an upgrade, you actually become a high performer in your current job.
So learning skills to leave makes you more valuable to keep.
Exactly. Every task should service your future value. If you're preparing for the next level, you're growing, and your current employer benefits from that. It aligns the incentives.
And speaking of skills, we have to talk about talent stacking. This is probably what Adams is most famous for.
The Dilbert formula.
Yeah. He admits he's not the best artist. He calls his art mediocre. He's not the funniest writer, not the smartest business guy, but
he is in the top 25% of all three. And when you stack those, Art plus humor plus business knowledge, you get something totally unique.
You get Dilbert. The takeaway is so liberating. You don't have to be the best at one thing. That's almost impossible.
It's a lottery ticket. But becoming pretty good at 2 or 3 things, that's achievable. Think about public speaking plus accounting. An accountant who is a world-class speaker, that person becomes the CEO.
Or coding plus design.
Yeah.
Or a second language plus nursing.
The combination makes you rare. It's a Venn diagram approach. You create your own little monopoly of one.
Now, this ties into the battle between systems and goals. This is a big one.
This is a fundamental rewiring. The trap, he says, is setting a goal.
Wait, goals are bad. We're told to set goals from kindergarten. What are your Q3 goals?
In this context, yeah, a goal exists in the future. I want to lose 20 pounds.
Okay, so what are you right now?
I'm 20 pounds overweight.
You are failing. You are in a state of pre-success failure every single day until you hit that number?
So what's the patch for that?
Systems. A system is something you do every day that improves your odds of happiness.
Like, I am an active person.
Yeah.
Yes, if your system is be active every day and you take a walk, you won. You get a dopamine hit today. Goals drain willpower because you're always looking at the gap. Systems generate energy because you're winning every time you do the habit.
That is a massive shift. It changes the game from, I'm not good enough yet, to, I won today.
And that's what leads to the big outcomes anyway. You just focus on the system.
Okay, let's go deeper. The simulation metaphor. This is where the book gets a bit sci-fi, but stay with us because the utility is huge.
This goes right back to truth versus utility. It doesn't matter if we're literally in a simulation. What matters is, can you edit the code? The usual frame is, I am a product of my genes and my history.
Which feels so heavy, so much baggage. I was bad at math in 3rd grade, so I'm not a math person.
Right. It locks you in. The reframe is, history doesn't exist.
Whoa, that's a bold claim.
But think about it. Is it in the room with us right now? No. It's just memory traces wires firing in your brain. If you reframe yourself as the author of your experience, you can write the next line of code however you want.
So you can just decide to be a different character in this simulation, starting now.
Exactly. And it extends to things like luck, the lucky reframe. We think luck is random.
Some people are just born lucky.
But he argues you can manipulate your luck surface area. The reframe is you can move to where the luck is.
So staying home on the couch is a low luck surface area. Going to a conference, talking to a stranger, you increase the target size for luck to hit you.
You can't control the lightning, but you can build a giant lightning rod. And then you combine that with the universe reframe, the universe owes me.
Okay, hold on. This one sounds entitled, The Universe Owes Me. That sounds like magical thinking.
It does sound arrogant, but look at the mechanism. It's about the reticular activating system in your brain, the filter for what you notice. If you believe the universe owes me, you start scanning the horizon for the payment. You become hypervigilant for opportunities.
Whereas if you think life is unfair, you're just scanning for insults.
Exactly. You find what you look for. By expecting good things, you actually spot the good things that were already there. It's not magic, it's attention management.
You're programming your own filter.
You are the programmer. We spend so much time worrying about the hardware, our looks, our intelligence, but the software is where all the leverage is.
And you can install a new reframe in 5 seconds.
And don't worry if it feels fake at first. The brain doesn't care about truth, it cares about repetition. Fake it until you become it.
So let's wrap this up. We've turned alcohol into poison, dog walking into a mission, anxiety into curiosity. The mission is clear. The brain is a programmable machine. Delete the old code and install the apps that make you effective.
It really is about agency. You're not the computer, you are the user. You have admin privileges.
Now, we promised a final provocative thought for you to chew on.
This is the deathbed reframe. It's a heavy one, but it cuts through the noise like a laser.
Let's hear it.
If you are stressing about a problem right now, an awkward email, a mistake at work, ask yourself this: will I care about this on my deathbed?
Oof. That really puts the awkward email in its place.
The answer is almost always no. So why are you letting it consume your operating system now? Why waste the processing power?
It's basically deleting the worry file because it's taking up too much RAM.
And taking it a step further, if you can rewrite your reality just by changing the words you use, how much of your current personality is just bad code you haven't deleted yet? Are you really shy? Or is that just a script you've been running since 3rd grade?
That is something to think about. So here is our challenge to you. Pick just one reframe from today. Maybe it's systems goals, Maybe it's curiosity fear.
Or maybe it's just telling yourself, I'm a sniff assistant next time you walk the dog. Pick one. Run the .exe file on your brain this week. See what happens.
You might just find you've upgraded your entire reality. Thanks for diving deep with us. We'll see you in the next one.